Okay, I think that I'm ready for now. Let's start it. You went to IU. Yeah, right now you got a lot of people that say, forget about school, you want to school, and do you think they are really curious? Tell me why. If you don't have, if you don't understand, or if you're already in the 8th ball, do you have to knows that, but still have to communicate to you, right? I mean, there's people that don't understand the concept of, the difference between profits and cash, you know. Oh, your captain will tell you you're profitable, but your cash is going down, not understanding a breakdown. And when you don't, you think you need a college to learn that? Yeah, I think you do, right? Because may not for some people look. If you so motivated that you can take an online course on scouting and teach yourself everything you want to play in the game anyways. But most people are right now not saying you have to go Indian or everything what basically I don't care you go to community college scouting spending and that process for the task. Just spending the money forces you to be like obligated to do it. Accounting, finance, leisure, aesthetic, marketing, sales school offers that they are all the language of business. So while it's possible to teach yourself these things, it's quite possible to not hide them. When you start your own company, you don't want to spend money hire an accountant. And so your cost of money of business stops really more important than all that. That's the blocking and tackling that's language of business. The thing I learned in Indiana, it was more important to learn how to learn. And learning became more important to me because one uncertainty in business, that's always going to be changing. If you're not always learning to this minutes, if I'm not constantly learning, if I just absorbing how much I can absorb, someone else is going to kick me ass. Let's talk about paranoia. The greatest source of your paranoia should be knowledge. Someone else know more than you do, and then on learning, you don't know how to learn. You don't have trust for learning and quality information. You are as well. People like to say, the only stupid questions and what you don't want to ask them. That's not right because the questions you ask them tell me anything more about you, anything else you do. Because in particular, tell me about your preparation. If you ask me a question about just basic things you should have known, and you should wrap that to science, that's going to qualify you almost more than anything. You think there needs to be a healthy level of paranoia? Absolutely, it needs to be. Oh yeah, I mean, I always say, for everyone from open business, I said, what do you go to get me on us, right? Whatever business there's somebody trying to put you to business, there's somebody trying to take a bite of your business. It's better for you to figure out how do you rather than do it. So here, as being paranoid, as you have to be paranoid, you have to see the order people's next moves. You can't ever die by the competition. I was business graduation this morning at college, and when they were kind of being dismissive of the competition, so you can't ever do that. They are trying to take you down, and that's not just gonna sit still. If you don't, you're really really good. You're gonna inspire them to work even harder, faster, better. As you don't have to be, very self-aware of what you're good at and what other people are good at. A healthy dose of paranoia makes a bit. It's very helpful. If you not always learn to this minute, if I'm not continuously learning, not just absorbing as much as I can absorb, someone else is going to kick my ass. The greatest source of your paranoia is to be knowledge. As soon as you know more than you do, you need no learning. If you don't know how to learn, you don't have the trust with learning and acquire information, you at yourself. So this guys I have a just jump at the gym, right? Since that when you golf we have muscle member in the discipline, the Chris Kim may not be the most talented guy in the NBA, but his discipline, the focus to the necessary to be successful, he willing to do and accommodate with 7 feet tall and being skilled. It makes him an amazing basketball player. So it's listening what your skill set is, finding the right way to use those skills and then go for it. You make it to make $50,000 based on if you pick the right industry you pick, if you out to everybody, if you try to build smarter everybody, if you try to build better sales than everybody, if you try a better prepare than everybody, you will have a chance if you don't do it and somebody else does, I have a saying, work like something stuff has away from you. Work like actually when I'm spending 24 hours working, 24 hours to take it away from you. And it's kind of the way I look at it. We should say one will fail, not necessarily when it make in the complete opposite. Like brands like effort, like a brands like effort, yeah, they don't do the work, they don't learn. When you work in the drum and you start business and you start talk about something, you are never with no competition. That's not mean something else, no business. That's what you can do when you started. If you're working into a competitive environment and still know more about your business than you do and know more about customer, you will lose. But more people don't consider and they don't do the work. They don't learn about the industry. They don't even know about the business. So you're going to put an effort to know more about the industry than anybody else. And that's a brain part and also the effort part as well. Because look, if you're competing with me, you better know what you're doing. Otherwise, I'm gonna kick your ass. When you compete about me, the combination is usually that what your business earlier on more than anything. But I also realize if you want something, you have to earn it. And to his credit, he never say no. You can't do that. So when I first selling garbage cars, whatever it was, he never had me back. So I think that would important as anything. And something being your entrance into a so negative and you don't know any better and you don't learn and if you fail, it doesn't matter. So when I was 9, 10, 12, 16, 21, the failures were irrelevant, whether you're now 9, 21, 22, I'm sleeping on the couch. I'm carried with horn on the floorboard, I'm living like bum like a student. That's what I have to lose. And it was that influenced me as much as anything, my dad was like, go for it. Why not? What you got to lose? Yeah, so you think like let's say if you put 10 guys in, you interview them, okay? Looking at fair technique interview say this. Do you know what I mean? It's as a entrepreneur. Yeah, I can typically tell, right? I can tell by the passion, I can tell by their focus, I can tell by their preparation. They put a whole realm of things in my business here, Here's the business that you're in, and here's thousand things that influence whether or not you're going to successful. To experience business, I can put myself in this position and say, okay, here 900 and 1,000 things it has to be aware of, and then go through and ask, and by how many those are issues they have been able to address it already. They kind of give me a sense of how hard they're willing to work. I can tell the questions they ask me, so all I have to do is say, okay, what do you want to know? But I'm curious, if you and I were business high school, were 14 years old, 50 years old, we know each other, I would bet on you being who you are today. No chance. Really? No chance? Tell me why. I mean, I had my good friend saying, we hung out and I was a hustler. There's no question they were hustling, even in high school. Oh yeah, into business in a big way. But I don't think people saw it. In me, it wasn't like people look at me and it did send me to see. So that's cool. You were a fun guy. Were you always the guy that made people laugh? No, no, no. I was always competitive into sport. Not wasn't I rather than able to descend. Wasn't a technology guy. I was into learning. I was a business guy. I was the guy reading about business all the time, reading business books all the time. Going to junior achievement. I was junior achievement Greek. Why would you reading business books? Because one of them way near. I will try that way. Yeah, I started my first business when I was 12. I was buying and selling baseball, cars, buying, selling stamps, and anything I could do to make money. I was hustling, trying to do so it was into business, but I not so much great. All my friends were into it with me, so they wouldn't know. Do you think there's a proven formula that if a brand rookie guy he got a lot of ambitious, got amount of knowledge on how to, do you think if he follows the formula he's guaranteed to make it an entrepreneur? No, no, no. So don't believe we can just make it. No, because who knows who you're going to be competing with. So if you put two people who are following the same formula, but in the same industry, right? Which one wins? Maybe they both can win and both successful. But if you put nothing there, they fall template for yourself. But I think here's the thing that you can put yourself in a pair position to succeed. Okay, so like every day else, I feel really exhausted and have I have a breath. I can breathe when I speak with the other videos, like in the finance, and I have my time. Just look on the timeline of the YouTube here, and then I'm gonna just switch my earphone from here into this one. For now, I don't have time to do this because it's gets really fast for me, and I just like this. Okay, so like this. I don't have time to just stop and then just change it slowly. I have to change it as fast as I can. But anyway, maybe I admire him, the way he said, the way he thinking, that it kind of makes me feel a little bit better for myself because I have to find, I have to spend a lot of time in the field that I am in it in order to achieve the thing I want. This is something that's really done of today. That's it. I'm done.